Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It is day one of a brand new week, and that means we are starting off with wrapping up last week and seeing if we got anything good. We're going to grab our 100 sleep points. No sneaky snacking this morning because of the rollover to the new week. That does put us at 2,717 sleep points. And we can go ahead and grab our daily lottery while we're here. An ingredient ticket would be good. No, handy candy's good too. I will definitely take that. So let's go ahead and back out, and we will jump straight in to this sleep report because we do have a big day ahead of us. Let's see if Pincer finally decided to show back up. We did make it to Master 10. I fed lunch and got another extra tasty for just shy of 100,000. I did make the macarons again. I think it was like 97,000 is what that one turned out to be. But for session 205, a Master 10 sleep research, 9 hours and 13 minutes of sleep. I was very tired. 10% dozing, 40% snoozing, and 50% slumbering. Weird that it's all exact 10s, but it's going to happen eventually. And that'll give us a slumbering type. Again, not super important since the event is balanced and shows us everything anyway, but would have been nice if it was dozing just to skew a little more towards the dozing side. We may get a bunch. Surprisingly, got some 1 stars, a new record, 81,106,000 total drowsy power. So making big progress today. 3 1 stars, 2 2 stars, and 2 3 stars with a top belly. It's in a top belly Ekans, which we did already have. The only question is Pincer here? That's the one I need. And so far, it doesn't look like it. We have an Igglybuff, a Jigglypuff, a Toxicroak, a Slowpoke, a Spheal, and the Ekans, which leaves 2 that are brand new. And who are they? Oh, okay. We got a Blastoise, so that's cool. First time we've seen Blastoise, I think. The 1-star sheltered sleep. Yep, very first Blastoise. This Pokemon normally sleeps soundly, protected by its tough shell, but it's also been seen sleeping with its belly exposed on very rare occasion. Perhaps this happens when Blastoise feels completely secure in its surroundings and falls fast asleep. So that's exciting. Brand new Pokemon for the first time ever. Seeing a Blastoise. 2 Blastoise, 2 in one go, okay. Unsheltered sleep. So unfortunately, the ever elusive Pincer is eluding us again. And now the question is, what do we do? I did use a friend incense last night, so somebody's going to be hungry. The real question is who? It's Slowpoke, which we really don't need. Oh, Blastoise is also hungry. I mean, we could try, maybe. It's not really going to be super worth it. Yeah, it's only going to do about half, a little over half. And it's not really the best idea. Honestly, I think Spheal is the better choice, to be honest with you. My game is running so slow today. It does not like when I zoom all the way out. This poor phone, it's so old. I need to just go ahead and get me a new one. But yeah, I think Spheal is the only one worth even really trying today. So we're gonna see if we can take this Spheal home with us. Blastoise would be cool, but we already have 2 of them that are very good. Don't really need a third. I'd rather catch a Squirtle. Spheal's not one to go home just yet. I'm gonna have to give it another biscuit. Give me a big hit. No big hit. Just don't. Of course you are. Well, that was all I'm really worried about today. We have a really good Slowbro. We have a very good Slowking candidate. mean, we don't need another Blastoise. We have a very good Toxicroak already. We have 2 good Jigglypuffs, and Ekans is just unfortunately not really all that viable in this game yet. So yeah, not really feeling like using any more resources is a good idea at this point. Very, very unfortunate final sleep for this week, but it is keeping in theme with the bad luck of the last 2 weeks. So I guess it is what it is. Let's go ahead and might as well send out some Blastoise candy because it's brand new and to us. So yeah, really kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. 3,433 research XP is enough for a rank up to level 48. We'll get that 1 biscuit back and our friend incense back, so that's good at least. And then we do also have 6,367 dream shards to go along with it. Yeah, I really kind of at a loss for what to say there. But as you can see, we did make it to Master 10, 811,060 total strength. I was probably about that far off of getting to Master 11. I tried. I even considered using the energy whistle just to push us over, but ultimately I felt like it was kind of pointless in the long run, so I didn't use it. But we did make it very far. Quite a bit further than the original prediction of just Master 9. That does make our area bonus here on Cyan Beach 35%. And to be fair, a lot of that strength that we gained was because of the event with the 1.5 times cooking. And we did get an extra tasty along the way, so that definitely helped too. Well, let's go ahead and check out this weekly summary. Master 10, 811,060 total strength, with 250,078 of it from berries and 560,982 from cooking, which makes sense given the 2 extra tasties that we had yesterday, accounting for about 200,000 of that just in 2 meals. And that's with me skipping lunch and dinner on Saturday just to stock up ingredients for yesterday. So kind of glad I did that. And we did get a weekly score of S, which is good for 6 Handy Candy S's. Sleep midpoint and everything looked good, all 3 stars. Been fairly consistent with my sleep over the last few weeks, so I'm happy about that. But also kind of surprised that I still end up waking up feeling tired a lot of days when I'm getting the amount of sleep I should be and getting consistent sleep, so it's kind of weird. But then if I were to sleep for 6 hours, I would feel better, funny enough. So that's kind of one of the things I don't like about the way this game functions in terms of the sleep tracking, but we're getting off on a little side rant. For now, I was debating on where to go. I think the fact that we didn't get Pinsir means we probably should stick back to Cyan Beach. I was hoping to get the Pinsir today and then possibly switch over to Snowdrop to try to hunt for an Absol as a backup apple farmer, which I think technically Absol is just a slightly better apple farmer. It's just harder to find a good one, and I was really looking for the honey and apple combination to pair with the Blastoise, cocoa, and milk combination. Those 2 together would make dessert weeks significantly easier, and so unfortunately, I think we do have to go back to the, well, fortunately and unfortunately. For some reason, I don't really like this map, and I don't know why, but we are going to go here. And we are going to continue the hunt for the Pinsir because we desperately need a better one. And this week we got what meals? Curries and stews. That's pretty good. We usually do pretty well with curries and stews. And so since I wasn't sure where we were going to go this week, I didn't put together a team ahead of time, but we kind of have an idea of what this team's going to look like anyway, just because we're on the beach. We know what we need. Let's go ahead and collect from these guys on our team real fast so that we can swap them out. Let's see if we have enough to actually get breakfast going pretty quickly here. Milk and cocoa do, I think, help curry. Maybe not the cocoa as much. But let's see if we can make something at least. I think we're probably going to end up with Gengar on the team this week. Who else could we put on the team? I don't know. We'll jump into the team maker and see what that's saying, and we'll go from there. Let's choose a recipe. Yikes, that is not good. We do have a couple new recipes that we need to make. Definitely can't make this one until the end of the week. We could maybe try for that, or no, I think that one requires leeks. Let me see. 15,995. That is, where are you? Oh, it would help if I actually look at the curries. That is, yeah, that's leeks, which we are almost there. We could maybe push into leeks this week. That might be a good call. That would give us a meal with 38 ingredients. We still can't do the Dream Eater butter curry regularly. That would be good. Yeah, maybe getting leeks is a good idea. We might do that. I think it's probably time we got leeks going. And that would let us do something kind of interesting. May not get as far this week with it, but we could try. Let's see. I have an idea for a team already. Let's go ahead and switch over. So if we're gonna try to aim for the spicy leek curry, we're already basic 2. All right, that works. While we weren't even paying attention. Okay, so I think spicy leek curry is going to be the aim if we can get leeks consistently, which should be pretty easy. I want to do the ninja curry, but we don't have the best sausage gatherer, and we don't have any Pokemon that would synergize well with these ingredients. We'd have to have 4 slots just for ingredient Pokemon, and I don't think we want to do that right now. So let's go ahead and switch over to the auto team maker. We'll say we are on curries on Cyan Beach. We will switch this up. We could do the spore mushroom curry again, but I really want to get away from it because of the low ingredient count. I want to try to get something that's a little more substantial. And I think, I don't know, Limber Corn Stew is calling my name too. We might do this one actually. Yeah, let's go for the Limber Corn Stew. That one, that sounds more interesting. Where did it go? Oh, because I'm on the wrong one, that's why. Limber Corn, Limber Corn, Limber Corn, which we know what that's going to put on the team. We need to essentially start with, of course it says none of these are going to work. That's okay. We know how to make this work. We need to, first things first, we're going to leave Dodrio and Raichu on the team. Let's switch back to our Cyan team. We will get our adorable little teddy bear. Where did he go? Oh, it's sorted by RP. No. Reverse the sort. There he is, our adorable little 79% teddy bear, who does have corn and sausage at level 30, but we won't get to level 30 today. But we will get him quite up there. I do want to keep 40 candy. So that puts him at level 18. And so he's going to be on our team for the corn. Since we have the 35% bonus here, this is a great time to work on leveling him up. And then we need, for the Limber Corn Stew, it was milk, so we can actually keep Blastoise on the team. And we want to keep Raichu and Dodrio. And then what was the other ingredient? I already forgot. Let's save. My memory is the worst. Where did it go? Limber corn. Potatoes. I don't know how I forgot that. That was the easy one. Team analysis. So that means we're going to have our best friend, Victory Bell, on the team. Because Victory Bell overproduces potatoes like they are going out of style. So we're going to do that, and it may be worth it, honestly, to use some... Let's see. Yeah, we've got plenty of handy candies. Before we continue, let's get Victory Bell on the team. Boom. Save it. Go to Pokemon Calculator. We're at level 18. We need to get to level 20. Yes, we need to get to level 20. We have 147 to get to the next level. Let's go ahead and expand. We do want to see all levels. And we have 0 candies, so it would take 9 small handy candies to get there. That's an easy investment. No problems at all. We just got 6 of them today, so to use 9, that's not that big a deal. Not at all. And then we'll level up, get directly to 20. We can go ahead and use a little bit extra, because why not? And then we can get this bad boy into a Beware. And let's see, we're at 1 hour, 5 minutes so far. But if we evolve it, we should be at a much nicer number in terms of frequency. Let's go ahead and go back to team analysis while that plays out. All right, there we go. There's 1 evolution, level 20. And it is officially now a Beware. Come on, game. Keep up. This game is running super slow right now. What is happening? Okay, we're back. I guess the game crashed or something. It just stayed on the loading screen for a while, but hopefully it at least saved what we did with the team. Let's see. Cyan Beach, it saved none of it. Okay. Hopefully it at least saved the candies in the evolutions. Or evolution. There we go. Probably could have transferred those other Beware to the professor for the candies instead of the handy candies, but c'est la vie. And then Victory Bell on the team. Cool. Use this team. This will be an interesting week. According to team analysis, only going to get 24 corn a day, roughly, from Beware, but maybe we'll get lucky. We're going to try. And we missed breakfast just barely, thanks to the crash. But we really weren't going to have that great of a breakfast anyway with the ingredients we had. Honestly, melty omelet curry is probably our only really good choice, just because it's at least 16 ingredients. So we'll get that going. We'll throw in, you know what? Let's throw in some herbs. We got plenty of honey. Let's throw in some of that. Don't need it all that much for this week. We'll get those soybeans in there. And yeah, we're going to get plenty of tomatoes. Let's throw those in there. We'll hold on to the milk. We can use that. We'll throw just the rest as honey and be done with it. It'll be a very sweet egg curry. With any luck, it'll be extra tasty to make up for the breakfast. No dice. At least we tried, right? 7,969 for this first lunch of the week. And not too bad. We're off to a semi-decent start. Also, this screen reminds me, I again, for dinner, because I did try to get to Master 11, for dinner I got another plus 45 energy for everybody on the team when I fed dinner last night. So it seems like consistently for me, dinner on Sunday is giving a huge boost to the energy levels of the Pokemon on the team. We could potentially, well, no, I don't think we can even, I was going to say we could potentially use that to our advantage by putting a team together that can collect overnight while we sleep. But since it's running into the next week and they typically just cut production completely or almost completely, it really wouldn't do us any good, but I am curious why it's happening still. Like I said, it is consistent, and as far as I've seen, nobody has come up with a reason why it's happening consistently on dinner for Sunday. I haven't looked into it too much because it helps me out, but it is weird. But that said, we are at basic 3 already. We got a bunch more milk and cocoa from Blastoise, who had it on him for some reason. And we have a pretty solid team together. We may end up putting some more candies into Beware, depending on how he functions over the next couple of days. One last thing I want to check. Let's see, I forget what its level 25 subskill is. Ingredient Finder S. Ooh, no, hold on. This may be worth. Probably should have checked this sooner. We were at 24 corn. If we get it to level 25, only 29. That's not a huge difference. I would have hoped for more, but I guess that comes along with, what is it, Ingredient Finder M. But on the flip side, it is only 5 more, but it takes 14 corn for the Limber Corn Stew, so that would let us do it twice a day instead of only once. So that might be worth doing. Let's do one more calculation real fast just to see. We are at level 20. We want to get to 25. Currently, we are at 484 left to go, and we own 0 candies. Would take us 37 Handy Candy Smalls just to get to level 25, and we definitely do not have that anymore. But with the 2 Handy Candy M's and turning in those 2 to the Professor, we might be able to do it, but it would take everything we have to do it. We might do that. I'm going to take a day to think on it. We may do it. It doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I don't know if I want to invest that much into a Pokemon that's only 80%. So maybe, but we'll just have to see. We'll think about it and figure it out. And before we run, let's collect our missions. Use the 7 incense. That is 5 more handy candies that we could use towards it. So maybe something speaking to me tried to tell me, yeah, just go ahead and do it. Do it. So we'll see. I'll think about it, and we may or may not do that. But that said, that is all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching it. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 2 here on Cyan Beach. We're going to start off with a bit of a download, probably getting rid of all the Dratini and Stuffle and Ralts from green grass. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure what that little update was for. Who knows? Maybe we got some new news or something. We are going to get 5,698 sneaky snacking to start our day. And we are going to jump straight in. Oop, I misclicked. Hey. That's one skills trigger to start off with. Not bad. Did not mean to do that, but it is what it is. Actually, before we get going, I did want to apologize for yesterday's video. Had a little bit of an issue. I'm not sure what happened with the game crashing and all that, but by the time I got back to the game, my brain completely shut down, and I did not even think. I didn't show you guys the prediction. We are predicted to get to Master 4 this week. And there were a couple other things I missed, so I did want to apologize for kind of straying off the path of our usual episodes, but it happens. I'm going to try to get better day by day, and hopefully next time we have a crash like that, maybe my brain won't be so flustered. But let's go ahead and move on. We are going to grab our sleep points now for real this time. We're going to get 99 sleep points, which puts us at 2,816. And then we can play our lottery. Oh, the update I think was removing some of the bundles. Maybe that's what it was. 20 diamonds for our lottery. Not bad today. Not bad at all. We definitely need some more diamonds. I spent quite a bit increasing our inventory capacity, so definitely could use some more to start rebuilding. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report. We're still hoping for Pinsir. 206, or session 206. Can't even get my words straight today, but that's what I get for, as you can tell, going to bed very late. I had a very long stream yesterday, about how long I slept. It was like 8 hours plus. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it is on the channel. You can go check out my live broadcast. We did wrap up one of the games we're playing through. And to move on, we got 6% dozing, 62% snoozing, and 32% slumbering. So that is almost certainly going to be a snoozing type. Yep, which means no pincer for us. Let's see, maybe we can at least get 5 million though. Just, well, a little more than just barely. 5.3 million, not bad at all. That's 4 1-stars and 1 2-star sleep. Maybe we can get a good, you know, I don't even know. Charmander doesn't spawn here. I was gonna say Charmander, but that's not gonna help, or not gonna show up. It looks like all sleep styles that we already had. We have a Rattata, Eradicate, Slowpoke, an Eevee, and a Jigglypuff. Okay. So, nothing really too fantastic. And no one's hungry. But I think we know what we're gonna do. I'm thinking we grab this Eevee. Is that, put this at friendship level 20. And if I recall correctly, level 20 is where you get 2 guaranteed gold sub-skills, which isn't necessarily the best, but it definitely is not the worst. Just depends on which 2 you get. But I could be wrong. It may be level 40 where you get 2 guaranteed gold. It's been a while since I've looked at it. Of course, it's full, so never mind. It doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, I can't recall off the top of my head if it's 20 or 40 where you get 2 guaranteed gold sub-skills, but it is one or the other. And then eventually you get 3 guaranteed gold sub-skills. But I definitely don't remember what level that's at off the top of my head. As far as candy goes, it's been a while. Let's go ahead and send out the Eevee candy. People still need their evolutions, especially newer players that weren't around for Eevee Week, so never hurts to send out more. We did get 228 Research XP and 438 Dream Shards. Not bad at all for a Tuesday. But all right. Oh yeah, I also forgot to grab the medals and the community reports yesterday. Still no new news, but we do have medals. Master 10 at Cyan Beach. So that was the one I actually didn't collect yesterday. And that's going to give us another 20 diamonds. Very nice. I saw after recording that I had forgotten to grab the medal and I was like, we'll wait. But speaking of diamonds, I did also get us another 20 diamonds for making a new recipe. We made the limbercorn stew like we had planned. So we got 20 diamonds for that. And now let's check out the community reports. Let's see, we've got 41, not bad, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 that doubled up, so right at that 25%. With 1 level up. It's good for 2 handy candies, which is great. We spent some yesterday, so it's good to have them back. There were, I think it was 45 reports yesterday with 12 that doubled up. For those of you that were curious. All right, now comes the fun part. Now we need to grab our ingredients, and I need a few potatoes. Okay, good. I was very concerned that we weren't going to get the potatoes we needed, but that is more than enough. I still needed a couple when I went to bed for breakfast today. Ooh, we got 3 for 3 so far on the skill triggers, and 2 of the most important ones with Dodrio and Victory Bell giving themselves energy. Let's see. I didn't go 4 for 4, but we did get a lot of corn. 10 of it. That's pretty good. That should be enough. It's almost certainly enough for us to make breakfast. So 3 out of 5 on the main skill triggers. Actually, I'm so used to collecting apples because of dessert. I probably shouldn't have collected from Raichu, but it's whatever. We'll still do all right this week. I think I may just start not collecting going forward from Raichu. We don't really need the apples this week. And as you can see, Limber Corn Stew, only level 6. I only made it for dinner last night. And it is already 5,090 at level 6. So hopefully by the time we get it close to the Spore Mushroom Curry, it will be significantly higher. And then we are going to, we have a ton of cacao we could use, but I think we're going to throw in the soybeans because we're still getting those. Throw in the tomatoes that we're going to be getting this week. And what else do we want to throw in there? Well, I guess we could throw in the cacao. We're going to get plenty of that this week from Blastoise. Might as well. We're going to get plenty of it. Not going to hurt to use it. And hopefully we can get it extra tasty. That would be nice. Nope, no extra tasty. I just need one extra tasty to make up for missing breakfast yesterday morning. That would be great. Limbercorn Stew is now at level 9 with 10,311 strength gained from breakfast, which is a pretty substantial increase. I want to say it was like right around 9,000 for the first time I made it yesterday. So 1,300 points just after cooking it once is pretty good, in my opinion. And that does put us at grade 3, most of the way to grade 4, about 3/4 of the way, maybe 4/5. So we're doing pretty well so far this week, outside of not getting dozing sleep, which we desperately need for Pinsir. We somehow got one more berry while we were gone. Let's see. Nothing else to do on this screen other than let him eat his last berry. Doesn't put us at grade 4, which is fine with me. Let's go check out Pokemon real quick. I'm thinking that we do invest in the Beware. So far, it's done really well in terms of bringing in corn, and I think we're going to need it to bring in even more for the rest of the week, which we did find the 2, so that will help. But let's once again check the calculator real fast. It shouldn't take but a moment. We are level, I almost said level 12. No, that's how many candies we have. Level 20 with 385 XP to go, and we currently own 12 candies, which means to get to level 25, we need to use 32 candy smalls, which we do have, but we could use, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter which one we use either way. Part of me just wants to use the Handy Candy M's just to keep a high number of Handy Candy S, but it's all candy at the end of the day, so I guess it doesn't really matter either way. So I misclicked. There it is. Trying to get better about clicking on these without actually looking, and it is not working out too well. You can probably see my random taps all over the place whenever I don't know exactly where the button is. Let's see. We need to use 32. So that would be, boom, there we go. I missed. Let's try again. 32. There it is. All right. Now let's go ahead and drop all these candies. This probably will complete our candy mission for the week. Might as well use everything. Yep, there it is. Mission complete. Use 250 candy, so that's another 15 diamonds. We've made almost 100 diamonds today. Skill level up or skill unlocked because we leveled up to level 25, which does give us Ingredient Finder S. I would be tempted to use a sub-skill seed to get Ingredient Finder M, but unfortunately we already have it at level 75, which actually makes me think that this Beware is secretly a higher rating than 79%. But the calculator, of course, can't go above level 60 yet, so I secretly think this is really about a 90 to 95%. So I do feel comfortable in these investments, and it's got a good, for me personally, I like the ingredient spread of corn, sausage, corn for when we finally get to making the, I forget exactly the name of it, but the keema curry, it's like 77 ingredients. When we get to the point where we can make that more consistently, I think this is a great combination for that. Granted, it's only for that one, but out of the other options for ingredients that Beware has, to me, I think this is the better combination. But that said, I think this is going to be a great investment in the long term for Beware. And we are going to have a really good time this week, hopefully with plenty of corn, and make plenty of limber corn stew. Honestly, I've seen the picture for the limber corn stew a couple times, and it looks like something I would actually eat, and it's kind of got me thinking about trying to see if there's a recipe online to make it, because it does look pretty good, and it is still cold weather. But we're going to collect our missions, and we got 1,120 dream shards and 15 diamonds. I almost said 250 diamonds, but no, it was used 250 candies for 15 diamonds. And that is pretty much going to do it for today. Yeah, we had a pretty good day. Don't collect from Raichu. I almost did it. 2 berries. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. We had a pretty good day outside of the research. The rest of it went pretty well. But that's all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're on day 3 here on Cyan Beach, still continuing our pincer hunt. And we're going to start off with 5 fancy apples for going to bed on time. We still have the dark screen for some reason. Still not exactly sure what causes this. Little behind the scenes, I don't load the game up and then just sit there forever. Usually as soon as I'm ready to start recording, I boot up the game and then I jump into it immediately. So I'm not sure why I have a dark screen. Maybe this is something you guys are having too. But yeah, I know we've talked about it before, but never really explored it. But kind of interested if it's happening to other people. So if it is, let me know in the comments below if you see this every morning as well. I'm not sure why it happens. But we're also going to start off with 10,518 sneaky snacking. Got quite a bit from Dodrio and Raichu, and even Victory Bell sneaking on the board just a little bit. Probably because he had a main skill trigger kind of late last night. So had a good amount of energy when I went to bed. That does put us at Ultra 1, which I tried to get to before I went to bed last night, but ended up just that shy after collecting all the berries, even from Raichu. So didn't quite get there before bed, so we won't have it for our report today, but we're already far enough for Pincer to start showing up as long as we got the right sleep type. Well, let's go ahead and grab our sleep points. We've got 93 of them today, which puts us at 2,909. And then for our lottery, I would like to get some biscuits and start stocking some of those up. Ooh, very nice. An ingredient ticket M is very good. I will definitely be happy with that. Even though it's not the biscuit, it is pretty good. Possibly, no, I'd say not as good as a biscuit personally, but I will not complain about it. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see if we even got the dozing type that we need. Session 207. I did use an incense last night, so I know one of the spawns that will show up. 7 hours and 56 minutes. I did get up early today. 6% dozing, not looking good. 59% snoozing and 35% slumbering. Also not looking good for the other thing that we need, which is a better Totodile. Out of the 3 sleep types that we could have got, that we can get, snoozing is the worst one for me currently on Cyan Beach. But we are going to break 10 million. Not quite 12. We did get 11.3 million with 1 3-star sleep. That's interesting. Maybe we'll get lucky and it's the Squirtle. Squirtle? Totodile. Doesn't look like it's the Totodile. It is the Rattata that we already had. Let's see. Did we get anything new, though? Does not look like it. No new sleep styles. We got a Totodile, Eevee, Growlithe, Rattata, Mr. Mime, another Growlithe, and another Rattata. Mr. Mime is actually pretty interesting. We do have a pretty good one, but I'm not opposed to a better one. But using the Totodile incense, of course, we have to go for the Totodile, which is hopefully hungry. It's not. And there were a couple comments yesterday correcting me. I was wrong. It is level 40 friendship where you get 2 guaranteed gold sub skills, not level 20. Of course, the Eevee's hungry now. Like, what we could do... Where's that other Eevee? Did we get 2 Eevees? Or no, it was 2 Growlithe. Ugh, that's terrible. If we had 2 Eevees, we could have fed 1 biscuit to the one that wasn't hungry and then given the hungry one the bonus biscuit, but did not work out. So let's give the bonus biscuit to the Totodile. And let's see if we can take him home first, because that is our priority. Just don't do like Eevee did yesterday and get full now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Of course. Well, on the plus side, we can at least take the Eevee home today. It was the one Pokemon that we really didn't need to be hungry. But hey, at least we're taking it home and level 20 friendship. That is all that I'm worried about here today. I know I said Mr. Mime would be nice, but I'd rather get a Mime Jr. Let's send out that Totodile candy just to help people out. Totodile is a very good berry specialist, especially for Oran berries. We are going to grab 432 research XP for our troubles and 1201 dream shards, so not bad at all. And let's go ahead and switch on over and we will check out this Eevee. Level 13 and quiet. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. Milk, and sausage. Default loadout. And then helping bonus to start off. That's pretty good. Ingredient finder M. Not too bad. Inventory up S is actually pretty good for skill trigger. Ingredient finder S. We're doubling up on that, so that's not super great. And helping speed S. This is actually not terrible. I wish that we had some skill triggers instead, but it's not the worst. Let's see. Expected. Oh, they've changed the wording. It's expected skill count now instead. I haven't seen this new wording yet, but it looks like it still runs on a percentage, so that's good. Nothing has changed. It just says expected skill count instead of skill trigger value, so not quite sure what the reasoning for changing the wording was. Maybe just to help people understand it a little bit easier, but not too bad. Ooh, a lot of wording has changed. Total strength is still the same, but now we have ingredient strength versus meal coverage. Oh, how would that even play out? We're going to test this live. Showing nothing. Okay. I wonder if that's based on the meals I have selected, which are none of them. Yeah, no, the chocolate cake is using milk. I was going to say none of them use milk, but the chocolate cake definitely does. And I don't see anywhere else on here. I also forgot to change the nature to quiet. That is not going to change anything. This is a solid ingredient, Eevee, though. Where did it go? There it is. So that will help. Yeah, meal coverage, maybe under advanced options. No meal coverage here. Maybe here? No, that's for the weighted average. I don't see anywhere to pick a specific meal. Maybe it's in the main settings. Nope. Not that I'm seeing. Unless we just switch it to desserts in general. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So that's what it is when you have whatever meal you have selected here. So things have changed. All right, this is different. There was no announcement on the Discord or anything. This just kind of popped up. So we've got curries and stews. If you go to your settings, the gear in the top right, And then scroll down just a little bit. You've got your meal choice, curries and stews, salads, or desserts and drinks. And then it will base the calculation depending on which meal you have selected. Let's pick something without milk, stalwart vegetable juice. Let's back out and then let's run meal coverage again. Should say nothing. Cool. Okay, so that's how that works. You and I both learned today. And then ingredient strength. This is a different thing as well. I mean, yeah, for an ingredient farmer, if this was an ingredient specialist, this would be almost perfect. I don't know that I'd say it's 99 or 100, but it's pretty good. You know, you can't really ask for a whole lot more other than some better inventory up. Having that as L would be better. I'd say this is probably about 85-90% until you get inventory up L, but that's just being real picky. And then also because it doesn't go beyond 60, it doesn't see that ingredient finder S is there and it doesn't detract. I think that's actually not the best or most beneficial thing you could have. And it also doesn't show helping speed, which does kind of balance that out. So it is what it is, but this is a pretty solid ingredient farmer. It's just unfortunate that we need it to be good at skills, not ingredients. So I'm gonna, this is kind of difficult. I don't think I want to keep this Eevee, even though it is very good at ingredients. I don't know that I want to keep it unless we turned it into a Vaporeon, but even then it wouldn't be the best Vaporeon because we want skill triggers for the ingredient magnet. So, kind of a tough call. I may just hold on to it for now just to see and give it a think. I might do it, but I don't know. Kind of in the middle. Interesting stuff though that we have these new options here. I'm gonna have to go through all of my old ingredient specialists. I imagine the total strength and berry specialists won't change, but maybe actually this brings up a good point. Let's just test it real fast. We'll just do the one. We'll check our Blastoise. In the old calculation, he was 98%. Let's see what this Blastoise turns into now with ingredient strength instead of ingredient count. It's looking all right. 97, so he only lost 1 percentage point. So that's not terrible at all. Yeah, so we can see the breakdown here. 96, 100, 98, 96, 96, 95. This is saying he gets worse over time, but he also gets skill level up M. And I think the skill trigger and the berry finding, this makes at level 100, this Blastoise is going to be a very, very good hybrid Pokemon, in my opinion, that kind of does everything really well, gathering its ingredients. When it does find berries, it'll get double berries and then skill level up M, so it'll have a level 6 until they release level 7 main skills. But kind of interesting. It looks like maybe it hasn't changed too much in terms of ingredient count versus ingredient strength, but it'll be interesting to see how things change when we go, well, when I go through everything. I'm not going to do that on camera. That would be incredibly boring. But speaking of boring, I've been rambling for quite a while. Let's go ahead and move on. Gonna have some stuff to experiment with later. But let's go ahead and see if we have any new news. No new news, no medals, but we do have some community reports. We've got 47 reports, which I believe is 100% reporting, because I lost some friends along the way, but we did get a level up. We got 1 level up, which is good for 2 handy candies. Yep, sure enough, that was 100% reports, and I got so distracted by the 100% reports that I forgot to count the doubles. But people mess up from time to time. Let's go ahead and grab our resources from our Pokemon. We are staying relatively high in total ingredient count this week. There's Beware. Beware seems to have gotten a lot of candies. I feel like I've gotten at least one a day where he's brought some candy home. Quite a bit of corn there, and hopefully some potatoes. Yep, potatoes are what we need. Did you get a skill trigger overnight? You did not, but let's go ahead and grab those apples. A couple of berries to go with it. And let's get breakfast on the stove. Let's see. We do have enough for limber corn stew, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. Stocking up on those apples for whenever we have another dessert week. Because it's very hard for desserts when I don't have a good apple farmer. Throw in the rest of this cocoa, and we should have a pretty solid limber corn stew with just a hint of that chocolatey flavor, making it extra silky smooth. And that is good for 11,340 strength gained, which is going to put us at level 13 on the limber corn stew. So we are looking pretty nice. I don't think that'll push us to Ultra 2 just yet, but I'm still not 100% familiar with the scaling here on site. Oh no, that will. We were way further than I thought we were. I thought we were just barely into Ultra 1. But I did forget about the sneaky snacking, so that would make sense. Cool, let's go ahead and see how that looks. Did we get halfway? Not quite halfway, about a quarter of the way to Ultra 3. So we're making good progress. We should hopefully have the 2-star pincer unlocked by tomorrow morning. Almost certainly, unless things just go horribly wrong and I just neglect the game all day. But even then, I think our sneaky snacking would push us into it. Yeah, even if I didn't play the game the rest of the day and didn't open it, sneaky snacking would almost certainly get us to Ultra 3. So we are in a very good place. Like I said, some things to experiment and mess around with on the website. I'm going to see if I can find somewhere where they mentioned that things were changing, because typically I get a notification on Discord whenever they change stuff on the website. But I haven't seen anything today, so this is all new, and I'm going to have some fun messing around with that. But that said, that is what I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 4 here on Cyan Beach, still hunting down that elusive pincer that just refuses to show up. It's been, a week and a half now, and this thing we've seen one time, and it's almost caught, if I remember correctly. We got it within range for a bonus biscuit to catch it, and we still have yet to see it. Even on our Monday morning, Sunday night research, didn't get a thing to show up. So I'm beginning to wonder if this pincer even exists. But that said, we are going to start off with 7,275 sneaky snacking. That's going to put us into, I believe that's Ultra 2. I didn't actually look. No, Ultra 4. What am I talking about? We were into Ultra 2 before. Man, I'm losing track of my rank this week. So focused on the pincer, I can't keep track of exactly where I'm at. Anyway, we're at Ultra 4. Good way to start the morning. 200,000 strength for the week. We're going to grab 100 sleep points. That's going to put us at 3,009, I believe. I don't know. My math is being second guessed by the other part of my brain. The Good Sleep Day bundles are now available, which that starts tomorrow. If I remember correctly, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, Friday, Saturday, Sunday starts tomorrow. So if you are interested, Good Sleep Day bundle is available now. But we're going to grab our lottery. We're not worried about that bundle. We don't have the diamonds. Speaking of diamonds, still not enough for us to get the bundle. But even if we had that much, we wouldn't buy that bundle. It's just, it's bad. It's a bad bundle. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's grab let's jump into our sleep report. We already grabbed our sleep points. Wake up, brain. Come on. It's getting late in the day. We got to get it going. Session 208. We got 8 hours and 45 minutes of sleep. Makes sense. I went to bed late because, me and my streams, being silly, playing video games at, my age, like a child. How dare I? But we did get 11% dozing, 59% snoozing, and 30% slumbering. That may be enough for dozing. It's not. Snoozing. Again, possibly the worst sleep type of the three that we could get this week. But maybe we'll at least get 15 million. That would be pretty good. We got well over 15. 19.3 million. 19.3 million drowsy power. Fantastic. That's 7 Pokemon on the board. All 1 and 2 stars. So we do have a decent chance of Pinsir. There's a Mr. Mime. I don't know what I'm talking about. Decent chance of Pinsir. Pinsir can't show up. You can tell where my brain is at in terms of Pokemon I'm looking for this week. There are 2 Mr. Mimes, actually. So we've got Pikachu, Eradicate, Double Mr. Mime, Slowbro, Slowpoke, and another Pikachu. A very interesting mix of Pokemon spawns today, honestly. No, that was the one. I think that was the one out of all of them that I didn't want to be hungry. Honestly, any of the others being hungry would have been pretty all right, except for maybe Slowbro, probably the second to last one I wanted to be hungry. Oh, that's pretty awful. I don't want to take home Eradicate. I actually wanted one of the Pikachus to be hungry. I want to start trying to catch a few better ones just to try to improve on what we have. Unfortunately, didn't get a big hit. It wasn't hungry, and I'm not going to waste any biscuits, honestly, on anything that's here. It's really just not worth it, to be honest with you. For my opinion, anyway, with what's here and what I need for my teams, none of these are really super fantastic. I mean, Mr. Mime maybe, but we already have a pretty good one. So wasting biscuits on one that's likely not going to be better than what we have already, not a great call. We already have really good Slowbro and a potential, or not potential, but future Slowking, the once and future Slowking. So yeah, it's just really not worth using any biscuits on. Unfortunately, we're just gonna have to wrap it up and move on, I guess. The streak of bad luck continues for me. Mr. Mime, yeah, let's send out some Mime Junior candy. I feel like that's probably one that doesn't get sent out too much. I have no evidence for that. It's just a feeling I have. So hopefully that helps somebody out. We are going to get 702 research XP and 1,804 dream shards. Very good number of dream shards. At least we got that. All right, now let's go ahead and see. Nope, no new news. Good sleep day, just to make sure I'm correct, make sure I'm not telling y'all wrong, is, yep, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So starting tomorrow night's sleep research. So if you've got your incense that you're going to use, make sure to have those ready. If you're going to throw in a sleep XP bonus Pokemon on the team, that tomorrow, well, this whole weekend is a good time to do so. So be sure to be ready. It's actually a pretty good time to get some XP on some Pokemon for free. Let's go ahead and check these community reports. Only 40. Ooh, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that doubled up. Okay, very good. 30, right at 30%, or 33% roughly, somewhere around there. 30, 33, you know, who's counting? It's a third. No level ups today. And we can grab our resources from our team. Let's see. We really need a skill trigger here. Okay, good. Good. Doesn't look like too much of anything fancy. Maybe some warming ginger might be the best thing we got out of that. And then Beware showing up with even more candy. I feel like once a day I've gotten candy from Beware, and I feel like my free candies from other Pokemon is not nearly as much. Where is that Raichu hiding? He's the next one I want to click on. Where are you, bud? Always at the edge of the screen. Nope, no skill trigger. I haven't been collecting his full inventory. I've just been collecting the few apples when I see them. Trying to stock up for dessert weeks. And now the one Pokemon who hasn't triggered, I think only once this week. There we go. All right, so we're officially 2 for 4, so that's good. And then last one, you're the one I really need to trigger. 2 for 5, not great. Our inventory count still staying pretty high. I don't think we're at a point where we need to increase our ingredient pouch just yet because we're not hitting 300. We're using probably, no, not as much as we're bringing in, but we're barely gaining a little bit. But we do have enough for the Limbercorn stew, which is exactly what we want. You can see we have 40 apples, so we're in a pretty good place for dessert week. And let's see, let's throw in some of these tomatoes. And we're gonna throw in some where's the soybeans? Get some extra protein kick in there. And what else do we want to throw in there? I want to hold on to the ginger for some reason. I don't know why. I guess the cocoa is probably the best bet since Blastoise brings in plenty of it. And cocoa is a little nice added bonus onto the total strength of the stew. That should put us at 11,464 total strength for the stew. Not enough for 2 level ups, but it is level 16. We've made quite a bit of progress on this stew, and it is looking pretty well compared to what we had before in terms of the recipes that we were making before. That Limbercorn stew is actually pretty far up on the list. And that's not quite enough to put us to Ultra 5. That's the word. Limbercorn stew, level 16. That does put it just shy of the Spore Mushroom Curry, which was our usual go-to for curry weeks. The Spore Mushroom Curry we had at level 27. And then now Limbercorn stew at 16, and it's just shy of that. So definitely by the end of the week, it will surpass the Spore Mushroom Curry, and we're getting it pretty easily. We're not actually having any difficulties with making it. I think I've made it twice a day, pretty much every day now, and then one meal out of the day, I've been doing the soft potato chowder. Just to try to level that one up a little bit in the background. Not super worried about it, but it's a good recipe. Let's see how far that's come. Soft potato chowder is now level 14. It's not the best recipe that you can make, but it's not a bad backup. At level 14, it is in the top, right around the top half. So not too bad. Definitely could be worse, but if it's easy to make, might as well. And then no, for some reason I thought I could increase my maximum to 57, and I don't know where that idea came from. 57 is once we get this. That's what it was. Getting way ahead of myself there. We still got 19 more sleep styles to go before we can do that. But that said, let's go ahead and grab these missions that we have completed. None of the Valentine's ones, but we did get to Ultra 3. So that is a Dream Cluster Small. And we gave Snorlax 336 of its favorite berries. So we got 3 Handy Candy Smalls, which is very good. Looks like everything else, if I could actually go to bed on time instead of streaming until, midnight, I would definitely get these diamonds, but I'm going to have to make sure to go to bed on time for the rest of the week. And the rest of it, we may not do the 14 biscuits this week. It just depends on what we see. Biscuits are too valuable to just be throwing out just for a few diamonds. But that said, that is gonna wrap it up today. Not a whole lot going on. Nothing, didn't catch anything. Nothing, no new news, no medals. Just kind of a chill day here on the beach, just kind of hanging out, getting a good tan. But that said, that's all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 5 here on Cyan Beach and the first day of the Good Sleep Day event. is happening tonight. So make sure that you have all of your incense and your teams ready for if you're going to use any of the sleep XP bonus research or sub skills, any of that fun stuff that you need for good sleep day. That's happening tonight. We are going to start off with 10,194 sneaky snacking. I was running a little bit of an experiment. We were talking about the dark screen a couple days ago, where I just boot the game up and immediately start recording. Usually what I do is I'll boot the game up and then I'll kind of check everything, make sure everything's fine, and I'll just let the game sit there, let my phone sit there while I wait. And I thought maybe that was the cause of the dark screen. So what I did yesterday and today was boot the game up after I had already checked everything, had everything ready to go. I'd hit the start recording, boot the game up, and then jump into it. Yesterday, we didn't get a dark screen, so I thought I'd figured it out. But as you can see today, we did get a dark screen. Ultimately, does it matter? No, not really. It's not that big a deal. It's just a personal curiosity, and I'm trying to figure it out. But we're going to start off pretty well today with our sneaky snacking. I've been having difficulty this week pushing into the next rank before I go to sleep. I was that close to being Master 1 to the point where I considered collecting all of Raichu's inventory, but it would have only put us within like 1,000. It wouldn't have been enough to push us into Master 1, and that's happened like 2 or 3 times this week where it's like I was this close and almost could get there, but just couldn't push into it before bed. So I don't know if it's just the way math. Well, yeah, it is just the way math is working out. Just kind of a small, minor frustration that ultimately doesn't matter. But there we go. There's our reminder that Good Sleep Day is happening now. Again, today's not the big day. Tomorrow's the big day. So if you've only got one set of incense to use, make sure to save that for tomorrow night. Well, let's go ahead and grab our sleep points. We've got 100, which puts us at 3,109. And our lottery, I really need some more diamonds. I did have to spend another set of diamonds to increase the ingredient pouch yesterday after just saying that I'm not getting enough ingredients to justify buying it. And then yesterday, Blastoise decided he wanted to trigger twice and couldn't collect. But unfortunately, we just got an ingredient ticket, no diamonds. I was trying to zoom out, not click on that. Let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report. Kind of a hectic day today. Crazy start for sure. Session 209. Again, hoping for the pincer, but it all depends on if we get the dozing sleep or not. And it looks like probably not. 10% dozing, 47% snoozing, and 43% slumbering. That may actually be balanced. It is balanced, so there is a small chance that we see a pincer. Not as much as if we had got dozing, but still a small chance is better than no chance. We are going to break 20 million. We're going to get 24. Ooh, 25. We actually got a lot higher than I was expecting. 25.2 million. Several 1 stars, 2 and 1, 3 and 4 star. Still not a full spawn board just yet. But we're almost there. That's in a top belly Psyduck, which might, nope, not new. We could use some new sleep styles. That would be very nice. We do need to get to that next tier. And let's see, we have nothing new. We've got a Pikachu, a Jigglypuff, a Wartortle, a Bonsly, Psyduck, and 2 Gulpin. So no pincer. Very, very unfortunate. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe a good camp ticket was a good call this week just to try to find a pincer, because at least it gives us an extra spawn every day. That is a hungry Jigglypuff. Again, we run into the problem of not really having anything spawn that we really need. Gulpin and Bonsly aren't super useful in the game right now. Pikachu would be good. We already have 2 good Jigglypuff line Pokemon. Wartortle, we have 2 very good Blastoise, and I'd rather catch a Squirtle. Psyduck, also not super useful in the game. Yeah, really Pikachu is again the best choice for us. Just kind of a Kind of a very lackluster. Well, at least we got a big hit. So at least we're taking the Pikachu home. But kind of a lackluster week in terms of what has been spawning. So, man, I don't know. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but this week seems to be possibly the toughest so far in terms of just not getting anything we really need. Let's send out. Let's go ahead and send out some Pikachu candy. It was either that or the Jigglypuff, and I feel like most people have a ton of Jigglypuff candy, and now, what is it? Gardevoir has replaced Wigglytuff as the best healer anyway, so I think the Pikachu candy might be slightly more helpful. We are going to run away with 1,442 research XP. That's a lot more than I thought we were going to get, and 2,080 Dream Shards. So very good on those results. Let's go ahead and switch on over. We'll see. We got a Pikachu. Level 15 is good. Careful, I'm not so sure. It's apples and ginger. Ooh, that's a good combination. It's not an ingredient specialist, but apples and ginger do go pretty well together. At least for a Pikachu. And then for the sub skills, we've got inventory up S and L. So doubling up, not really that great. Ingredient finder M is okay. Inventory up M, all of the inventory ups. And a skill trigger S. Overall, not too great with main skill chance up and ingredient finding down. That is unfortunately one of the worst possible combinations based on this one's sub skills. I thought we might be able to use it having apples and ginger. Maybe we could use it as a substitute apple ginger finder until we get something better. But with that nature, that kind of ruined that idea. Total strength of only 43%. And ingredient strength, yeah, pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Only 28%. Very bad. No evolution count. One thing I did want to point out, we didn't get catch a Pokemon yesterday, so I didn't get to point this out yesterday. If you haven't noticed already, when you click on one of the possible rating criterias, it does give you right below it a little blurb about what it means so that it's not just pure assumption. And it also seems like cooking schedule in your user settings is now highly used in the rating process. I don't think it's completely necessary to use it, but it will just kind of give you a little bit more of a refined number. So if you want the best results, make sure to click on this little gear right up here in the top and select your cooking schedule and also which meal you have for the week. So that is good information to have. It's on every single one of them. The only one that cooking schedule doesn't affect is the expected skill count, because obviously it doesn't matter. But that said, this is pretty much straight to the professor with this Pikachu, so we're going to go ahead and move on and hopefully have some better luck with our breakfast. That would be nice. If the game loads. There we go. 237 sneaky snacking. We did get a medal at least. So that's very good. All right. No new news. But we do have a medal for 140 poison types, which is good for 20 diamonds, which is good. I need those diamonds. And then let's check the community reports. About 41. Ooh, 42. Oh, so close. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 that doubled up. Okay. That is a pretty rough number. Let's see. 7 is only... What is that, like 15%? 20%? Yeah, probably around 20%. No level ups. Well, not a whole lot going on there. But all right, let's go ahead and start collecting. No skill trigger there. Skill trigger rates seem to be pretty low on Dodrio in my experience. We do get some candy though. No skill trigger there. I did collect a couple of apples before bed, so I think at this point Raichu is just going to stay completely full. 309 out of 320. Let's see if we can get some corn. Very nice. And no skill triggers from anybody. That is most unfortunate. Uh-oh. I see what happened. I think I was you. It didn't actually collect from you for some reason. That is a small bug that needs to be fixed. I know I'm not the only one that's had that issue. I've seen comments before, people running into that as well. Slightly annoying, but not the worst thing, I suppose, unless you just absolutely miss that it happened. And then you close the game and come back and your Pokemon hasn't collected as much as they could have because their inventory was already half full. So I could definitely see how that could be frustrating. I really hope they fix that one soon. All right, so we're going to get our Limbercorn stew going. Not extra tasty, but it is 12,540. And that's enough for another level up, which puts us at level 19. This Beware has actually been working wonders this week in terms of the corn. Like I was saying yesterday, I've made the Limbercorn stew at least 2 meals out of every day. I think there's even been a couple days I've made it all 3 meals. So Beware is definitely putting in some good work. Main skill trigger? No, you also didn't collect. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. The game just seems to not want to function properly today. All right, well, we didn't get any missions completed today. What do we have left? Those are all done. Just getting to Master 3, cooking 17 times, going to bed on time, and giving out 14 biscuits. Okay, so all pretty easy stuff. Makes sense why we didn't get any complete today, but hopefully by tomorrow morning we will have the Master 3 done and we can actually find something good to give our biscuits to. I would like all the candies and diamonds in the missions, but I'm not going to just throw away biscuits just to get it done. But that said, that's kind of all we got for today. Another just kind of okay day, another chill day at the beach, as it were. And that's all we got for today. So make sure to use your incense and swap out your team before you go to bed tonight. It is the first day of Good Sleep Day. And make sure to hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 6 here on Cyan Beach, looking for that ever elusive pincer. And to try to make us feel better for not finding the pincer, the game has rewarded us with 5 diamonds. So a pretty good start to the day, if I do say so myself. It was Good Sleep Day yesterday, and as you can see, we did just barely make it to Master 3. I did have to clear out most of Raichu's berries in order to get there. And I'm running out of things to talk about while we try to get rid of this black screen. It's only... okay. What? Okay, whatever. It finally went away. Again, I just booted the game up after I had everything ready to record and went straight into it, loaded the game right up immediately. Seems to be an issue that only happens after setting my sleep research to review later. And then the next time I boot the game up, which is to record, then I get the dark screen, but it also doesn't happen every time. Just a couple days ago, it didn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. But we are, as a consolation prize, going to start off with 9,397 sneaky snacking. Even Blastoise getting in on the sneaky snacking a little bit. Sneaky snaction, if you will. Of course, the reminder that tonight is ×2 drowsy powers. So if you only have the one set of incense to use, tonight is the night to use them. Your luck incense, focus, growth, and friend incense. Tonight is the night to use them. When we get the double drowsy power, you should easily, I think most everyone should be able to easily hit 40 or 50 million. So tonight is a good night, especially for a friend incense if you don't have the others, just to make sure that at least one of those is going to be hungry. That's a pretty good call. And if you really have a growth incense, or no, is it growth? Yes, growth incense that will increase the XP gains to your Pokemon. That will give you a times, what is it, ×4 if I'm not mistaken. I want to say ×6 for some reason, but I feel like I'm wrong. So I think it's ×4. But tonight is the night to use those, so do not forget. And let's go ahead and grab our sleep points now that I have waffled on for too long. 600 sleep points, which does put us at 3,709. We are making good progress to getting all of our sleep points back that we wasted a while back. Let's get our daily lottery. Some more sleep points would be nice. A biscuit is even better. I will definitely take a biscuit. And now we can jump into this sleep report for the first day of Good Sleep Day, Volume 7. Should be a very good one. I'm pretty sure that we are at least going to break like 52, 53 million would be nice. That'd be good. Although that may be a bit optimistic. We did get 9 hours and 38 minutes of sleep. Come on, be a lot of, it's not a lot of dozing. Okay, well, slumbering's not terrible. 8% dozing, 37% snoozing, and 55% slumbering, which is good. That means if we get it, good. We have a good chance of seeing a totodile, hopefully. Drowsy power 1.5 times. Now let's see how far we get. We should also have a completely full spawn board as well with this amount of drowsy power. I was slightly optimistic. With 52 million. We only got 49.6. Well, only. That's still pretty good. Can't really complain about that. We got a top belly and a 3-star, and the rest 1 and 2 stars. So let's see. Ooh, a top belly war turtle, which is not a new sleep style, surprisingly. I thought it would be. No new sleep styles at all today. All right, let's see what we got then. We got the war turtle, of course, the totodile, which is fantastic. Cleffa, Igglybuff, Bonsley, a Spheal, that's very good. Another Bonsley and another Cleffa. So a whole bunch of babies. And then 2 Pokemon that I actually do want to try to catch. The Totodile, I think, is our top priority. We need a good Totodile, period. And then if we can swing it, that Spheal would also be nice. I don't need a hungry Cleffa. Oh, come on. Hungry Totodile was what I needed. All right, well, the Spheal, I mean, that's pretty much a guarantee. The Totodile, whoa, okay. You know what? Just for funsies. Let's see. Hold on. Hold the phone. We might be able to do something a little weird. I didn't realize the Cleffa had already been fed. So what if we... You know what? We might take home a bunch today and just see what we get. I think that's the plan. Let's do something a little wild and crazy. Let's give this Cleffa a biscuit. Not a big hit. I was kind of hoping it would be. That would have been very beneficial. And then let's give it 1 more biscuit. So we take that one home. And then let's go to this other Cleffa. And let's give it the bonus biscuit. Come on, there's the button. So we give that Cleffa the bonus biscuit. We take that one home. Max friendship points. And then we come over to the Spheal. We give it a regular biscuit. And we take that one home. Of course, it's a big hit. That's not when I needed it. I needed it earlier. But can't complain too much, I suppose. And then we give the Totodile a biscuit. And we take that home. And then we go home with a lot of new friends today. And I think that is, that's where I'm going to stop. There's no real need to get the others at this point. Yeah, we're just gonna chill there. We have spent a lot of biscuits today. Probably, hopefully gonna be worth it, honestly. If none of these are good, I'm gonna be very, very sad, but that would also just be my luck. Let's send out this field candy. Snowdrop is still the hardest island for a lot of newer players, so we'll try to help out some newer players if we can. Although I don't know that I have too many newer players in my friends list. We are going to grab 2,233 research XP and 4,242 dream shards to go along with it. Very nice. And first up, we have Cleffa, level 13 and timid. Ooh, I don't remember what timid is, which is not surprising. I don't remember a lot of things. Let's see. Apple, honey. That is a very long frequency time. Metronome, of course. Helping bonus to start. That's pretty good. Skill trigger S. Also, well, no, this isn't a skill specialist. This is berry. Ingredient finder S. Not so great for a berry Pokemon. Skill level up S is okay, but not great. And skill trigger M. Not very good. Helping bonus is really the only good thing here. Timid is very bad. Very, very bad. Yikes. Okay, so let's go total strength calculate. Helping bonus, putting in a lot of work. The rest, not so great. Only a 60%. Let's check out the expected skill count just because I'm curious. Yeah, it goes down, but I guarantee you at level 100, it'll probably jump up to like the 80 or 90 range. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. We're definitely not keeping this one with that nature. That's pretty bad. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. This one's going straight to the professor. Let's see what we've got on this one. Level 12. Careful. Careful, I don't recall. I think careful's better for ingredients. But, again, we know how bad my memory is. The frequency's better. Skill trigger M to start off with. Okay. Where's it at? Skill trigger M. Helping speed S. Okay, not bad. Ingredient finder M. Yikes. Aroni inventory up M and inventory up L. Also very bad. Careful, actually not too bad for this Pokemon. I was wrong. It's not good for ingredient finders. Let's see. Total strength. Oh, this is even worse. This is even worse than the other one. Helping bonus was doing a lot of favors for the other one. And I think that's probably due to the fact that they still haven't figured out exactly the best way to calculate helping bonus into total strength. But yeah. Well, no. That might be accurate since helping bonus does give a speed boost to the whole team. So maybe that's accurate. This one though, this is even worse. Let's see. I mean, skill trigger wise, it apparently can't get any better. That's funny. Even with helping speed M, yeah, like at level 50 and 60, which is weird that it goes up at 60 because it's just unlocking a new ingredient. You'd think it would stay the same at just 98, but at level 50, ingredient finder M, I would have expected a bigger drop. Inventory up M would probably be better there, but whatever. That's a sidetrack. Both Cleffas, pretty bad. So, yeah, both Cleffas going straight to the professor. That whole gambit we just did of trying to bring home 4 Pokemon has not paid off yet. But maybe Spheal and hopefully the Totodile will be different. Brave, I think, is actually pretty good. Yeah, we're going to find out if I remember correctly. We've got oil and double sausage. Frequency looks about normal. Inventory up S is solid. That's not bad. We do want his skills to trigger, so that's good. Helping speed S is good. Ingredient finder S, not so much. Skill trigger S is okay. Skill level up M. Okay, so this one... Oh, Brave is not what I thought it was. I thought Brave was speed of help up and ingredient finding down. It is not. It's XP gains down, which is not good. So, not looking too great, but let's see. Actually, not bad. 78%, it does get worse over time. I think this is only a few points shy of the spiel that we have now, but I don't know that I want to invest in this as a backup spiel with these sub skills. I really want one with berry finding, and if we can, berry finding and helping bonus. I know that's a lot to ask, but it would be nice. Just out of curiosity with these setups, what about the expected skill count? It's pretty high so far. 75%, that's not bad. If only it was better in total strength. So, yet again, straight to the professor, our bad luck over the last 3 weeks. We've just had nothing really that great over the last 3 weeks, but maybe this Totodile can turn it around. Ever hopeful. It is friendship level 10, level 13 and relaxed. Ooh, I don't think that's good. I think that's speed of help down. Yikes. Okay. So we've got double sausage and then oil with sleep XP bonus. Not too bad. Skill trigger M. Why did I click off of that? Let's go ahead and do it this way. Sleep XP bonus. Skill trigger M. Not so great, but not the worst. Ooh, berry finding. Ooh. Ooh, and then ingredient finders. 2 ingredient finders at the end. Oh no. Yikes. And relaxed is not speed of help down. But it is going to make it longer before, or it's going to make it take longer to get berry finding. But I suppose this does kind of counterbalance the XP gains a little bit. I forget the exact percentage down on XP gains down for nature, so it may counteract it a little bit. But yeah, it's just not great. We've got a long way to go before this even gets to be just kind of acceptable. And that's a lot of investment that is unfortunately, I think, better that we just wait and try to find a better Totodile. We have a ton of candies for when we do find it. This is just going to add more candy to that pile. Yeah, unfortunately, that looks like we more than struck out. We got 4 strikes today. All 4 of them bad. On the plus side, we got Totodile to friendship level 10, so at least from now on, they'll have a guaranteed gold subskill. Hopefully we'll find one that's berry finding at level 10. That would be fantastic. But let's go ahead and move on. We did get another 674 sneaky snacking while we were gone. I almost said research XP. Not even close. No new news, of course. And then we can check the community reports. 43 is my guess. 41. Okay. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that doubled up. Not too bad, just shy of that 25%. And then we did get 1 level up. There we go. 2 level ups, good for a link cable and 2 ingredient ticket S's. I will gladly take those and store those for a rainy day. We actually have been doing really well on ingredients this week. So not any room to complain there. Well, let's go ahead and grab our resources. Let's not collect from Dodrio just yet, just in case my ingredient pouch gets full. I need to get the stuff we need for the recipe. Another 2 candy from Beware. I think every day except yesterday, he's given me 2 candies, but the day before, he gave me candies twice. So I ended up getting 4 candies on Thursday. So it's evened out or averaged out to where we've gotten 2 candies pretty much every day from Beware. There's a lot there. Just because I want those apples, I'm going to go ahead and collect everything. I'm traumatized by not having enough apples. And let's go ahead and get into making breakfast. Let's see. I mean, we know what we're going to make. Let's just see how it turns out. Ooh. We can make the Dream Eater butter curry. Mmm. How did that happen? I thought that was 55 ingredients. Don't we only have 51? Yeah, Dream Eater butter curry is today. Oh, I see. If we click on it, yeah. Can't cook it because you don't have the capacity. I've never seen that before. So that makes sense. Suddenly, my confusion was cleared up. So let's go ahead and make our limbercorn stew. We can just rest easy knowing that we can make the Dream Eater butter curry later, tomorrow. So let's not use any tomatoes then. Or cocoa. We want to save milk, cocoa, potatoes, and tomatoes. So we can use everything else. We can use the ginger, the soybeans. We don't want to use the corn. We can use these herbs and throw in some sausage just for some extra protein. And we are good to go. That's 11,824 from this limbercorn stew. Only enough for 1 level up. But that is what we expect now that we're getting into the higher levels for this limbercorn stew. Level 21. And now that it's level 21, that actually puts it at the 4th best recipe that we have so far. It is now overshadowed the spore mushroom curry. And it is even better than the ninja curry at level 1. I'm sure ninja curry would well overshadow the limbercorn stew if we ever got around to making it. But so far, limbercorn stew, doing pretty good. Probably should be our go-to recipe for a while for curry weeks. So I'm happy with how that's turned out. But that amount of strength from the limbercorn stew was not quite enough to put us into Master 4. We are about 3/4 of the way there. Now let's see, what do we need for Master 5? Only another 60 grand? It's gonna be close. We may or may not be able to get that by the end of tonight. I'd like to get there just for the ×2. Come on, good sleep day. The ×2 drowsy power bonus. There it is. My brain had to let the carousel come around eventually. We are going to collect our Squirtle incense for hitting Master 3. And then we are definitely going to hit the rest of these, provided I go to bed on time. Almost certainly going to give out 14 biscuits now with how many we gave out today. So just kind of stings even more that we gave out so many biscuits today and not a single one of them ended up being good. And I mean, it's surprising, but at the same time not, especially given how bad our luck has been, like I said, these last 3 weeks. But that's the way the dice roll sometimes. But that said, that is all I've got for today. Again, remember to use your incense tonight if you have some to use. Swap out, make sure you've got your Sleep XP bonus Pokemon on your team if you plan to use them. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 7, the last day of the week and the biggest day of the Good Sleep Day event. Here on Cyan Beach, we do have a very big, hopefully very big, sleep research ahead of us. But first, we are going to grab our 12,366 sneaky snacking. It looks like everybody, well, almost everybody. Poor little Beware didn't get in on the action, but quite a bit happening now, which is tonight. We have the last day of the Good Sleep Day event. Last chance to use any incense that you're going to use, and also make sure that you have your sleep XP bonus team together. We are going to grab a bunch of sleep points, which this is kind of why I wasn't really worried about spending all those sleep points a while back. You get them back pretty easily for the most part. I was kind of expecting to get them back pretty easily, so I wasn't really too concerned about it, especially with no other big events coming up. We just passed Valentine's, so maybe we'll have a St. Patrick's Day event. That'd be really cool. If we do, they'll probably announce that within a week or two. I really would be interested on what they're going to do with that. But let's go ahead and grab our daily lottery while we're here, before we get off in the weeds talking about future events that may or may not happen. We did get a Poke Biscuit, which is good. We do need that. We desperately need biscuits after what we did yesterday and it not working out at all. But let's go ahead and jump into the sleep report. And hopefully this one will work out better than yesterday's. We are on session 211. Been at it for quite a while. Well over, I didn't even notice it's well over halfway through the year. Been playing this game a while. It kind of goes quick. Quite a bit of dozing. 19% dozing, 48% snoozing, and 33% slumbering. So maybe we'll get a dozing type today. Good. That's what I get for having a hard time actually going to sleep. Drowsy power ×2. Hopefully we can break 60 million. That would be nice, but I don't know how likely that is. I didn't look at the score yesterday. Well over 60 is even better. 60 was all I was looking to break, and we made it to 78.2 million. So we have some pretty good chances at a pincer today. Hopefully we at least see one. That would be nice. I just want one. We do have an atop belly weeping bell, which we had before. We've got that peaceful sleep Mankey. And let's see, I'm not sure what that was. I don't know if that was me misclicking or the game just lagging a bit. Well, there's one at least. It was the last one. I was about to be very sad, and then it just turned all around. All right, so we've got Pincer, Ekans, Psyduck, Mankey, Gulpin, Weeping Bell, another Gulpin, and another Ekans. And we also got a lot of Research XP and Dream Shards. And there's all 8, no new sleep styles. It's getting more and more difficult to see new sleep styles here. We definitely need to work on getting our Snorlax rank higher if we're going to see anything new. So we may need to change things up a little bit. A Hungry Mankey and a Hungry Gulpin, which is fine because I'm pretty sure the Pincer, wherever it is... Come on, this game runs so slow on this old crappy phone. There he is. Only needs the bonus biscuit, and we can take him home. Not taking any chances with feeding him regular biscuits and hoping they get a critical hit or anything. Just gonna take it, take the guaranteed win and be done with it. And then Mankey, I think, is probably... You know what? I'm fine with giving one biscuit to Mankey and just see what happens. And then I think we'll leave it there. Cool, just the standard hungry hit. That's fine with me. +3, didn't take it home today, but that does give us the 14 biscuits for the week, so we're done with that mission. And we can use a better one, but it's not a high priority, so we'll just catch it next time it rolls around and we have a bonus biscuit to give it. And that's a job well done. We get our Pincer today. Now comes the real fun part, where we have to hope the Pincer is actually good now that it finally made its way to us from everyone else's campsite, because according to the comments, everyone else is finding Pincer but me. But we're going to send out that Pincer candy because it is so rare. We're going to try to help out everybody as best we can with it. We are going to get 3,559 Research XP and 8,192 Dream Shards. All right. Big moment of truth. Let's see. Level 20. That's good. Hasty. I think Hasty is pretty decent. Hasty is XP gains up, if I remember correctly. Ooh. Not the best combination. For long term, I would like to see honey. Let's see. I think it's honey. Yeah, honey apples. Because then that gives us 7 honey and 8 apples. roughly. So he should bring in an even amount of both in the long run. But this could be a good one to use in the meantime, because we don't have level 60 unlocked anyway. So having apples locked behind level 60 really wouldn't do us any good for what we need now. So let's see. Skill trigger S is okay. Skill level up is okay. Inventory up L is pretty good. That's a good thing. Research XP bonus, not so much. And helping speed M is also not bad. But with the nature, energy recovery down, XP gains up, this could be all right. This might be okay. We may be able to make this work. We can't make this work. This is awful. This is very, very bad. Only 22. You know what? Let's switch from the percentile. Let's check the percentage. So the percentage rating is a bit more accurate to what this particular pincer is going to put out. Just looking at it by itself, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and check. It's going to run it again. I don't know why, but it was 19.19%, I think. Yeah, 19.19%. Pretty rough. Total strength, also pretty rough. But I bet that skill value is going to be really high. Yeah, 10.22. Yikes, Aroni. Actually, not as high as I thought it was going to be. Must have a very small or very low base skill trigger rate. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And there's not really any helping this pincer. The only thing we could seed would be the skill trigger M. And that's not really super helpful for what we need them for. Ugh. Well, okay, so this kind of gets into what I wanted to show you guys. I think this is a slightly new feature, but I'm not sure how new it is. But I wanted to show you guys something. If you click on the Pokédex up here, and really it doesn't matter how you get to it. I think no, we can't get to it from the Raider. Let's just go from the Pokédex. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to find Pincer. And we're going to click this little graph right here, which takes you to the Pokemon analysis page. And then right below Pincer's picture, there's an eye, which takes you to I think they call it the Pokemon information page. It doesn't have a little thing to pop up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And here you can see some more detailed information about individual Pokemon. With Pincer, you can go through, well, not with just Pincer, with all of them, you can see all the different sleep types. You can see the shiny sleep types, all that. I'm not going to click through them other than the one we have already because I've already shown you that. But you can click through all of them. I'm not going to show the rest in case y'all don't want to be spoiled. But you also see some basic stats. You've got the sleep type where they normally show up, their specialty, all this and that. The ingredient rate, so 20.61% of the time it picks up an ingredient, which is kind of low, in my opinion, for a ingredient Pokemon. But it'll be nice if we could get one that has a higher ingredient finder M and an ingredient finding nature. That's kind of necessary for a good pincer. And the skill trigger rate is 3.087. So 1 in 32.39 chances or times will it activate the skill trigger, which is also very low. You can see the other basic details, how much friendship it takes to bring them home, 16 for pincer. The base frequency with no modifiers is 40 minutes, and then all this other fun little information. But the main thing that I wanted to point out was I believe this is a new section here that has been added. You can see the ingredient flashing, showing that it is an ingredient specialist. You can change the level at which you find it, which changes the mix-up here, the production. So at level 30, you can see with no other modifiers, no sub-skills, no nature, what this pincer is expected to bring in based on the ingredients that it has at level 30. Then if we click this button, why is it not letting me drop this down? It just shows a check mark there. I'm not sure why it isn't letting me drop it down. We may have to switch to a different Pokemon, but I wanted to plug in this information because you can do this here instead of the team analysis page, so you don't have to load in another Pokemon or anything like that. and you can just kind of check and test things out or see what the Pokemon you just caught is going to look like in terms of the actual numbers rather than just percentile and percentage and I forget what else is there. I think the cross species examination. So let's plug this in real fast. Skill trigger, skill level up, inventory up L, research XP, and helping speed M. Nope, that's helping bonus. And then we plug in the hasty nature, which really doesn't matter. And you can see not much has really changed because there's nothing in the sub skills or nature that affected it except for the helping speed M at level 100, which since it's not level 100, it doesn't matter. But we can click on level 100 and see, where is it at? What did we have? Honey, apple, apple. First one. What we can kind of expect to bring in at level 100. I'm guessing the math hasn't been done yet for all of this, for the breakdown in production, because normally they show 35% of the time you bring in a berry, 50% of the time an ingredient, and 15% of the time you get a skill trigger, which really, I guess that's slightly misleading. This is more of the expected strength to come in from the individual sources. 15% of the strength provided by Pinsir will be from skill triggers, 50% from ingredients, and 35% of the strength provided from Pinsir will be from berries. But this is an interesting page so that you don't necessarily have to go into team analysis and you can see all of the Pokemon's individual stats and plug in different things wherever you want them just to see how it works out. We can clear it out by clicking for the sub skills, click the little round arrows there and then select no nature here. And then we can play around with the level. We can change the level to individual levels. It doesn't have to be just one of these buttons here. And you can get an idea of what you're dealing with and kind of what you want to look for in the future. And then normally we can click this meal coverage tab and it's just not letting me. So I'm going to switch to a different Pokemon that it did let me click on that when I was testing earlier. So we're going to pull up Venusaur. And now it's not letting me do it either. Okay, so for some reason, it is not letting me click on the meal coverage tab. So normally this meal coverage tab would expand and give you some insights into how the ingredients brought in from each. That's what it is. You got to click on one. So I'm just dumb. Everything I just said about it not working is all my fault. So click on one of the ingredient spread combinations, whichever one you want to see meal coverage for, and then it will show you what meals this particular Venusaur can cover. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where it's pulling these meals from and how best this information can be used. I'm sure somebody in the comments is way smarter than me and has already figured this out or can figure it out. So if you understand how exactly this is supposed to help, because I'm not even sure how this is the most beneficial information to have. I feel like there's better information out there. But again, I think I'm just being stupid and just not seeing it. So if you know, please let us know in the comments below how we can use this information to the best of our abilities. Other than that, I just wanted to point it out so that you knew it was here. I even messed with ingredient coverage and coverage strength. And I'm still trying to decipher all of this information because it is a lot. You don't necessarily need this information to be able to play the game well, but it is there for people who want to dig a little bit deeper into the game. And like I said, if you can figure it out or you know, let us know. But let's go ahead and move on. This Pinsir might be just okay. We are going to have to compare that to our old Pinsir. This one was for ingredient strength only 20%, which is kind of rough. So we'll compare that here in just a second to our old Pinsir, which I think was just slightly better. Well, let me go ahead and pull it up because the game is lagging. Let's see. Where are you at, Pinsir? So the other Pinsir we had was also honey double apples. And for ingredient strength, it was actually right about the same. When we go for a percentage calculation, it's right about the same. The old percentile calculation that I was doing has it just slightly higher, but ultimately right about the same. So yeah, I mean, really, It does have helping speed early on rather than skill trigger. But does helping speed M even help this thing all that much? Maybe. Slightly. Not really. Not worth the seed investment at all. Yeah, so... Well, yeah, because it's the speed of help nature down. Or speed of help down nature. So, yeah, we've got two pincers. Both of them are pretty bad. So we're just going to hold on to both of them. And if I ever need honey, at least I can put them both on the team, I guess. Even though we have a better honey gatherer and Venusaur. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with these pincers, honestly. It kind of just sucks all around. So I'm just going to move on. We're going to carry on, and hopefully the rest of the day will be better. No new news, which is to be expected. In the community reports, there's going to be 42 of them today. 46. Hey, that's a very nice surprise. I am happy to be wrong there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 that doubled up. But that's pretty good. That's just shy of that 25% we'd like to see. And we got a level up. Level 5. And we've got a Handy Candy S ×2. Very nice. Good surprise. And now let's see. Now we get into the real fun part with Snorlax. Do kind of wish that the Good Sleep Day ×2 was tonight after Sunday. That's when it's the best. But you know what? Ooh, my inventory's full. Well, let's go ahead and make some breakfast because we're about to clear out a lot of ingredient space. So let's get this going real quick and then we can collect from everybody. We, of course, have what we need for the Dream Eater Butter Curry. We're going to make that. We're going to throw in all these mushrooms, all these eggs, and go ahead and clear out our soybeans because why not? And we'll throw in a bunch of this honey. Don't think it's going to be enough. No, we are 5 short. So what can we do? Cocoa. We have plenty of cocoa. We don't need to worry about that. And we're probably about to get quite a bit back from Blastoise anyway. Dream Eater Butter Curry, level 26 on a Sunday with 102 ingredients in the pot gives us not an extra tasty, but still 25,382, which is enough for 2 levels. Puts that at level 28. Very nice. And then that should definitely put us at Master. I think that was 5 that we need to get to. Let's see, +1 to everybody. Yep, Master 5. It should put us pretty close to 6. Or not as close because I forget there's a significant gap in between them now. All right. Master 5. And only about 20% of the way to Master 6. So we've got a ways to go. But Master 6 should definitely be possible today. Looks like we had an ingredient magnet trigger and it didn't go off because some of those ingredients were definitely not Blastoise's normal stuff. Got plenty of corn back, about 14 of them. That's good. Any skill trigger there? Nope. I think I'm pretty good on apples, so I think I'm just going to leave that for now. No skill trigger, no skill trigger. Well, we knew that one. We already clicked on Dodrio. Unfortunate that we haven't gotten more skill triggers with Victory Bell this week, but it's not the worst thing. Let's go ahead and grab our mission and then we can call that a day. All in all, not too bad. We finally found the pincer. Unfortunately, it wasn't as good as we wanted it to be, but that's the way it goes. That just means that we still need to hunt another one. Or maybe it's time we start looking for a better honey apple farmer. Maybe we give up on the pincers. But that said, that is what I've got for today. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes.